Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 286. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is giving up good to go for great. Giving up good to go for great. Now, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you had a blessed holiday season. We are now into a new decade. So what are you going to make happen this decade? Is your new decade going to look like the same as your old decade, or are you going to make some changes? And today we're going to be talking about giving up good to go for great. Now, before we get to today's episode, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family, and please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to give you all of my social media contact information, and please connect with me, and also my resources and directories, such as my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So please stick around and I'll give you all of that contact information. Now, today's show topic, giving up good to go for great. So the first question I want to ask the BEB family is, do you want to be good or do you want to be great? And there's a big difference between good and great. And today we're going to talk about three things that can help you move from good to great. Many times we're complacent. So say if you have a job and you're making good money, there's no real reason or spark for you to transition to entrepreneurship. So you're okay. You're good. You're good where you are. You're thinking about starting a business, but everything is fine. Your bills are paid and you become complacent. Or you may be an entrepreneur and your business is going well and you're comfortable and you don't want to take the next step to become great. So that's my question to you. Do you want to be good or do you want to be great? Now, many athletes, entertainers, business persons that are able to achieve the level of greatness, what they do is they do the work that others won't do or don't know how to do. So I think if you had your druthers, if somebody asks you, do you want to be good or great? You'll probably say, I want to be great. But do you want to put the effort and work in behind that to actually achieve that level? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about three things that you can do to move you from good to great. One of the first things that you have to recognize when you're giving up good to go to great is that you're giving up something. So you've reached a status, quote unquote, that is good. But sometimes you may put that status of good at risk when you're trying to be great. So you always have to think about that. And that's why today's topic is titled Giving Up Good to Go to Great. Not necessarily transitioning from good to get great, because you may have to give up good to eventually get to great. Like the old saying says, take one step back to take two steps forward. So we're coming into a new decade. We're actually in a new decade. And so let's make this decade better than the last decade. Let's increase your circle. You know, let's start doing things that you may not have done before that can change your trajectory with your business. Okay, what you do today directly affects where you're going to be tomorrow. So when we talk about good to great, there's three things that I want you guys to focus on. All right, number one is focus. Okay, determine what your business goals are. Use the business model canvas that I created. Just go to bebconnect.com and you can get that free download of the business model canvas. But determine what your business goals are. You need to have focus. Many times as entrepreneurs, and I can speak personally about this, is I see so many different opportunities, and sometimes it's hard really to hone in on one because my mind is going a mile a minute. I may have a tad bit of ADD, but I've been working on that to start focusing on certain things. So for this year, I want to focus on 3 major projects that I'm working on. So you need to make sure that you have focus, okay? Follow one's course until success. That's what some people say focus stands for. But you need to have focus. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you write down your goals and objectives, and you want to give it a timeline, because it's not a goal if you don't have a time frame around it. So once again, please go check out the business model canvas. Just go to bebconnect.com, and this will help you formulate your business. It doesn't matter if it's a new business or if it's an existing business. So this will help you formulate and start planning and being able to focus on the activities that are going to move your business from point A to point B. So you want to have focus. Number 2, you want to increase your skill set. All right. If you don't increase your skill set, family, you're going backwards. You always need to start to increase your skill set. So I like to use this when I talk to my coaching students, for example. In order to, reach your goals, you got to increase your skill sets. So number 1, what's the difference between a white belt and a black belt in karate? Skills. What's the difference between a cook and a chef? Skills. What's the difference between a resident versus a doctor? Skills. What's the difference between a 6-figure business versus a 7-figure business? Skills. So you always need to increase your skill set. If that's joining a mastermind group, taking online courses, taking physical courses, mentorship, whatever it is, you need to increase your skill set. So the more skill that you have, the higher you can elevate. Now, you don't want to. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, you have to learn how to do everything in your business. You can dictate. Okay, hey, I can do this, you do that, or whatever, which is great. So you don't have to do everything in your business, but the higher skills that are going to propel your business, you need to make sure that you increase those skill sets. So right now I'm doing a Brand Builder Academy online training, and we're going to do about 12 weeks in that. And one of the things that I want to teach the group is getting additional skill sets that will enable them to be able to market any type of product or service or whatever that they want to. But you have to get the foundational process down first. And once you get that foundational process down, then you can build on top of that. Okay, so you must increase your skill set. And number 3 is test. Okay, so if you want to use an acronym, it could be FIT. Focus, increase your skill set, and test your hypothesis. I always talk about testing, guys. Don't ever start a business, or even if you have an idea, without giving it some type of test. I've seen many people that go in and they spend a whole bunch of money on something nobody wants. And the reason being is because they haven't tested the product. And the way that you test something is you can put it out there. And if people go in their pocket to buy your product or service or whatever, then you know that it may be a viable product or service. But you have to break down what's your, return on investment, what's your break even, and you have to find out what people want. And I always use the formula: problem, solution, result. If you can solve a problem, people will pay for that. So one of the things I always talk about is people always research products, but what you should be researching is problems. Okay. People will pay for that. That's the easiest way to make money. Solving somebody's problem. Now, as long as you provide value, your pricing is right, your service is on point, you'll always make money. And today we're talking about giving up good to go for great. And the 3 tips that you can take are focus, increase your skill set, and test your hypothesis. I just also want to share a little story about myself and my quest to go from good, or giving up good to go for great. My personality type is that if I believe I can do something, for the most part, I'm going to give it a shot. Years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. And so that's where some of the failed businesses came in. I didn't have that entrepreneur IQ built up yet. And once again, that comes from doing. All right. Know-how versus knowledge. Know-how means I know how to do something, but that only comes from putting in the action to learn how to do something, which is basically increasing your skill set. So one of the biggest things was for me to move from 6 figures into 7 figures with my business. And I was blessed to be able to do that years ago because all of the lessons I've learned throughout my entrepreneurship career. And I always tell people entrepreneurship is a profession. If you make money as an entrepreneur, you are a professional. So one of the things that I had to learn was you have to be able to plan in advance. OK, and a lot of times your plans, unfortunately, will be wrong because you have no experience trying to get to that next level. So as I mentioned, focus, increase your skill set, and testing are the 3 things that you need to do to give up good to go for great. So you have to understand, guys, it's not going to be an easy process. So if you have a 6-figure business and you're trying to take it to 7, especially if it's a low 6-figure business in revenues, if you're doing $150,000 and then you want to jump up to $1 million, that's a big jump. But you can do it incrementally if you focus, increase your skill set, and test your hypothesis. So say you're thinking about starting a new business. Let's test it out. Let's see if people are going to pay for the product. And I used the example of a nootropic that I was selling years ago. And what I did was I created a sales page, and it was a free $1 trial. And after the 30 days, it was shipping and handling, $5.95 shipping and handling. And after that, you would get billed $29.95 a month. Now, I had already gone to the manufacturer. I had gotten samples of the product, tested the product out myself and some other people, and we liked the product. And so what I did was I got a visual image of the product, the bottle. I put up a sales sheet, and I didn't even buy the product yet. And I started running Facebook ads to the sales promo sheet. And basically it was saying free bottle of X4 Mind Boost, only pay shipping and handling, 30-day free trial. Now, if after 30 days they didn't cancel, they would get billed for $29.95. Now, I did all of this testing without physically supplying the product. So what I wanted to do was let me see if people are going to go in their pocket first, even though it's only $5.95 for shipping and handling. Let me see if they're going to go in their pocket first. And then if enough people do that, then I'll order the product from the manufacturer to have my private label on it, X4 Mind Boost. And then what I would do is I fulfilled the product. So my benchmark, I believe, was somewhere around 50 or 60 bottles. So I said, if I sold 50 or 60 bottles, then I'm going to order the product and fulfill it. If I didn't sell 50 or 60 bottles, I was going to refund the people's money. So really what I did was the only thing I was investing in was the pay-per-click advertising or Facebook advertising. And basically that was it. Putting up a sales page, Facebook advertising to see if people were really going to jump on and buy the product. And what I found out was after I tweaked the Facebook ads a little bit, people started buying the product. And then I called the manufacturers, hey, I need 200 bottles of my X4. They shipped it in. And when people ordered initially, I told them it would be about a 7 to 10 day period before they would receive their product. And so I was able to test without going way deep into debt on a product. So always remember, you got to test your hypotheses to validate your business ideas or your product or service ideas. If you go out there and spend a whole lot of money and nothing happens, you're going to have egg on your face and it's going to be ridiculous. So don't do that. So we're talking about focus, increase skill set, and test your hypothesis. I just want to expound a little bit on focus, guys, because I mentioned earlier, sometimes my mind is racing so fast, I get caught up and I start doing things and not focusing on really what I should do. But in 2020, I just want to share with the BEB family what you can expect from me and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. First and foremost, please make sure that you sign up for my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and hit subscribe. So I've just invested in in building a small studio for my YouTube channel. and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, a couple of videos a week that are probably going to be anywhere from 5 to 7 or 8 minutes long, but they're going to be actionable videos showing you how to do certain things or talking about different things. So I definitely want to increase the YouTube viewership and also be able to get out additional content, which is not on the podcast. So please look forward to that. Also in 2020 and beyond, I'm really going to be talking big about how to live in your genius, pinpoint and monetize your genius. And my new book is coming out shortly with that same title. And once again, I think the highest form of entrepreneurship is being able to live in your genius. And that's the intersection of your passion and talent. And you need to be able to understand how to monetize it. And that's what the book is all about. Because when you get to that place where you're using what's from within and you're putting it out there and you're monetizing it, you can't beat that. So, and I can break it down even easier. It's just, people always ask me, what is my advice? Do what you love, do what you're good at, and do what people will pay you for. I end most of my talks just like that. Do what you love, because you were passionate about that. Do what you're good at. That means you're talented, and do something people will pay you for. That means you can monetize it. Before we get to the last quarter of today's episode, guys, I just want to share my resource information and my contact information. So, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. So if you're interested in building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, please go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy. It's a digital copy, and you can also have the physical copy. Now, if you need additional assistance building your successful, sustainable e-commerce business, my flagship course is called educatedecommerce.com. You can go to educatedecommerce.com and enroll in the actual course. Now, once again, we know Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is all about circulating the black dollar and building a worldwide black economy. So I've created 2 platforms to help us do so. The first one is BeSmartByBlack.com, BeSmartByBlack.com. If you are a product producer that wants to connect with black consumers worldwide, upload your products to BeSmartByBlack.com. It is free to upload your products, and you can connect with black consumers worldwide. Now, if you are a freelancer, you do anything on Fiverr or Freelancer.com, I've created a platform for you too. It's called Hire Black Freelancers, HIRE blackfreelancers.com. Once again, it is free to upload your contact information, and you can connect with black consumers and black business owners that are looking to find a black freelancer. And the reason I started Hire Black Freelancers was I was looking for a videographer for an event I was doing in Philly, and for the life of me, I couldn't find anybody. And to me, that didn't make sense. I didn't want to go somewhere on Fiverr or Freelancer or somewhere else and hire somebody when I can give my money to a black-owned business. So that's really what this is all about, guys, is supporting and building black-owned businesses. And if we're not doing that, we're not doing anything. So be conscious about how you spend your money and where you spend your money. To the people that you spend your money with, respect you. Do the people that you spend your money with treat you the way you should be treated? Do they care about anything that you're doing? Do they care about you or your community? So be very conscious of where you spend your money. So if you want to make an impact on somebody, trust me, or a business, don't spend money there. Boycott a business and see what happens. That's punching somebody in the mouth, or punching a business in the mouth financially. So let's be conscious of that. So those are some of the platforms in terms of resources that you can use. Now, if you need to connect with me, that's a whole different story. So let me give you my contact information and my social media contact links. Now, if you have anything long that you need to connect with me at, please email me at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. Just go to LinkedIn, type in J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Obviously, go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Also, if you want to connect with me on Facebook, just go to Facebook, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, just go to J Jones for Real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Twitter, you can catch me at JJones001. That's JAYJONES001. Also, YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the podcast. And yes, the podcast does play on YouTube, but we're talking about additional content, as I mentioned to you, with the new studio that I'm building right now. So we're going to have a whole lot of new content and stuff we're going to bring out for 2020. Short bites, things that can help you move from point A to point B, and actionable steps. So we're going to expand this thing, and we're looking in 2020 to really get into the video aspect of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Now, I know I said a lot, all right? I'm getting hoarse just saying all of this stuff, but you can go to bebconnect.com, bebconnect.com, and it'll have all of my social media contact information and all of the resource links. So go to bebconnect.com and you can find everything that I just said right there. Okay. So now I just want to go back before we close out, and I just want to talk about, once again, giving up good to go for great. Guys, it's a new decade and it's time to level up. Bottom line, it's time to level up. Now, if you're happy where you are, that's cool. But if you're willing to give up good to go for great, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is the place for you, because we don't stand still. We don't sit still. We move forward. Okay, so wherever you are in your business, even if you don't have a business, if you're thinking about a business, you got to keep pressing to move forward. If you want to go from 6 figures to 7 figures, that takes focus, increased skills, and testing your hypothesis. Okay, if you want to go from working as an employee to an entrepreneur, focus, increase skill set, test your hypothesis. It's the same thing. These are the 3 things that I talked about in terms of giving up good to go for great. So yes, it's a risk. You may be comfortable where you are right now. You may be like, you know what, I'm good. Or you may have that greatness in you and you say to yourself, yeah, I can be good, but I probably can be great if I put my mind to it and work at it. So nobody is great without the work that goes behind it. And so I'm actually going to be doing a BEB Elite Mastermind, and I'll tell you guys about it next week. BEB Elite Mastermind is going to be for people that are 6-figure business owners in revenue that are looking to jump to 7 figures. And we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. I'm putting together the whole program, but this is for people that want to invest, be a part of a community, a group with that synergistic energy that comes from a mastermind group. And it's going to be people that are for high achievers, that are interested in really taking it to the next level. And so this group is actually going to be an application process, because just like a coach, you want to be able to group the right people together to get the maximum results. And in a mastermind group, I'm the facilitator in the group. And of course, I'm going to give you my feedback and my expertise. But really, with the mastermind group, it's actually the synergy of the group that's going to propel you. So you want to make sure that, you know, this is going to be an accelerated group. People that are doing 6 figures in revenues for their business, looking to take it to 7. And so one of the things about a mastermind group is accountability. Okay. So you don't want to see everybody else completing whatever they said they were going to complete, and then you don't do it. So be on the lookout. BEB Elite Mastermind coming soon. We're going to be starting that at the end of January, and I'll talk more about that next week. But before I close out, guys, I just want to share what I always share and say to you guys. I want to thank the BEB family, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Each and every month, in each and every episode, we get more and more downloads, which is attributed to you. So please continue to spread the word, you know, about the podcast, about the blog. And then once again, just go to BEB Connect and you'll have all of the resources there. You can go to the website, blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com. BEB Connect is actually a page on the website, but that's the page that has all my resource guides and all my links and things of that nature. So please continue to spread the word. Also, let's make 2020 a better year than 2019. Let's make this new decade a better decade than last decade. Time is going to pass, family. The only question is, what are you going to do with that time? Are you going to start moving forward? Are you going to start to level up? Are you going to increase your entrepreneur IQ? Or are you going to stay the same, which really means going backwards? New decade, new goals, new ambitions, new determination, new drive. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint here for you. Anything I can do for you, I tell people all the time. You can email me if it's anything long, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But people email me and DM me all the time, and I try to get back to them as fast as possible. So if you just have any questions or whatever, definitely shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Once again, guys, I really started to focus on service. You know, how can I assist and help other people? Because all that's going to do is going to bless me. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, that's my baby. That is really me. So when I can help you guys, that's a blessing, not just to you, but a blessing to me. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time via email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm ripping and running, so it may not be that day. And I only check emails about 3 times a day. So it may be the next day or whatever, but I promise you that I get back to you guys. Hey, looking for a prosperous 2020. I hope once again you had a great holiday season and New Year, and we're going to do big things, guys, in 2020 and in this decade. Looking forward to it. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.